In this video, we're going to be looking at some of the advanced web statistics that Website Panel is able to provide. Now, if you've got any kind of shared web hosting or you've got a VPS that has got shared services installed, then the web statistics are available to you. Here we are in Website Panel. We've logged in and we're looking at the root of our hosting space. As you can see down on the left here in the menu, we've got an item that's called Advanced Web Statistics. And if we click that, we find ourselves with an empty list at the moment. What we're going to do is we're going to add a new statistics site for our expeedhosting.com.au website, which we'll then look at later on. So if we click the Add Statistics Site button, so here we are with a page that enables us to choose which website we'd like our statistics attached to, and we're going to choose expeedhosting.com.au. The site ID will be added afterwards once we've done our save, and we use that when we come to log into the statistics site in a little while. So we'll leave that blank just for the moment. At the bottom here we've got the credentials of the users who are able to log into the statistics site and see all of the site stats. So the default username is admin, so we'll keep that. You can change it if you want to, and we'll put a password on there. The first name and last name fields are optional, don't really bother filling them in for the most part. And if you wanted to add multiple users, then you could do so by clicking the Add User button at the top of the list. Once we're done, we'll click the Add Site button. So the processing has happened. It's been slightly shortened on the video, but it took about 10 seconds or so. And we can see that a statistics website has now been created. We can go directly to the statistics by clicking the View Statistics link here, but also that requires that you are logged into Website Panel to see this link. So you don't really want to give Website Panel access to everybody just so they can see your stats. What you actually want to do is give them an external URL which they can access, log in with the credentials that you would have set up just before, and they can see your stats without any trouble. Now, before we carry on, I should mention that it will take about 15 minutes or so for the stats engine to catch up. When we look at the stats site just now, it's going to be pretty empty, and it will be for you to start with, but it will grow over time as information becomes available. Before we can head off to the external URL of the web stats, we're going to need some information about the site that we've just created. So if we click on the site name that we have just created, we'll now see that the site ID has been created for us, 118. So we're going to need that in just a little while. So now we're going to open up a new tab and go directly to the web stats site, which is webstats.expeed.com.au. And what we get presented with is a login dialog box. So now this is where we needed the site ID from before, which was 118, and our username is admin, as we saw on our page right here. If we flick back, so our username is admin and our password is abcd1234. So we'll put those credentials in there, abcd1234. Secure passwords are everything, and we hit login. Okay, so we wait a couple of seconds for us to log in, and we're into our stats engine. There will be a separate video about how to actually understand all of the stats, but in very simple terms, down here we've got a menu bar which is fairly generic, but if you click each one of them, you'll get a different set of options here in the sidebar. As I mentioned earlier, we've got no stats at the moment because we're still in the initial collection phase. We can then click one of the reports. Let's just pick one at random. Here we go, we'll pick weekly totals. And on the side here on the right, we get to see what the report would be. Obviously we've got a whole bunch of zeros at the moment. At the top here we get to choose what our values are shown and our date range, and we've got various options for exporting, printing, etc, etc, but they'll all be done in more detail in a different video. Once you're done, you've got log out on the top right here. Click that, you'll be logged out of the stats page, and you can carry on. So that's how you do stats for your website.